The Team England programme I've been working on has been really interesting for me in terms of the way in which we've been able to collaborate, bring different experts together. This holistic person has got to be thought about in terms of mindset, in terms of sleep, in terms of nutrition. All of these aspects have got to come together. And that's exactly what I found. I feel like I'm just fitting in, sort of dovetailing really nicely with other specialists in their areas as well. To be quite honest here about my reasons for wanting to work with athletes is that they actually listen. I've worked with lots of different people, and those with the greatest motivation to change are the most likely to change. And I find working with athletes inspiring, but also because athletes are the most likely to want to make a difference. So they are most likely to change the way they do things because they do want the performance. They do want to recover quicker. They do want to sleep better. They do want all of those layers of benefit that you get from making better food and drink choices. The one thing I think that we've developed in a really good way is our understanding of the whole person, the whole athlete. So are they sleeping well? Do they have a good relationship with food? Are they focused on their mental well-being? And from my perspective, through food and through the drink and food choices they're making, we now think of the whole person rather than just the performance at the time. You've got to think about all of the different components. Of course, you're going to want to turn up on the day with the right kit. You're going to want to turn up in the right frame of mind, but you've equally got to turn up well nourished, and everything that you do leading up to your competition in terms of what you put into your mouth has got to be thought through. And enjoying your food and working out what works for you prior to a competition is really important, but then making sure that in the run up to a competition there's no stress around food. The preparation is done and you consume it, you enjoy it, and you perform well. That's just one less thing to worry about. In terms of the hurdles that need to be overcome when it comes to competing and your nutrition, is you can put all the best preparation into your nutrition plan prior to a games, but when you get there you may find the facilities aren't what you expected, the availability of food isn't what you expected. Sometimes there are safety issues around food. If you're traveling, you've got jet lag to contend with. So what I say to people is control the controllables, and if you have to eat fast food because that is the safest option available, that's going to have to happen. But take with you all of the knowledge so that if you can implement things that you can control, things like your hydration, what you put into your bottle, maybe recovery drinks afterwards, those things can be controlled provided you know where you're going, do your research and work out how you're going to put in place as much of the controlled elements as possible, but allow for some contingency for those uncontrollable elements. There have been so many rewarding moments in what I do. I think for me, as somebody that sort of thinks of myself almost like a teacher, it's when people come back to you, feedback to you and say, that one thing was amazing. And it could be, for example, that somebody has used electrolytes in a drink where they previously were just using water. And that's been, a huge difference to somebody. It could be that someone has worked out digestively what works for them prior to a competition. Suddenly they can eat where they couldn't prior, and that has given them the longevity and the endurance that they required for that particular competition. So, these little things, whatever it is that's pertinent and relevant to you, people do take them out and often apply them with amazing rewards.